And I started a tradition with my wife many moons ago. I thought it was just going to be a one-off. And I'd gone out for a walk in Snowdonia. And I'd had to lose a lot of hubby points to go and do this. But I thought, what I'll do is I'll bring something back for her. And I found a little tiny heart-shaped stone. And I brought it back for her. And that won me loads of hubby points. Unfortunately, I made a rod for my own back, because now every single walk I go on, I've got to try and find a heart-shaped stone. And I've got to say, they sometimes can be few and far between. But on the last stretch from Gorek Shep to Everest Base Camp, again, we weren't sure that I was going to make it, because I was such a bad way. I started looking for heart-shaped stones. So every step, I was looking for a heart-shaped stone. And just that kept me going. I've got to find a heart-shaped stone. I've got to find... Fortunately, when we got to Everest Base Camp, I did make it. I found about 4 or 5, so I kept a couple in reserve just in case, you know. But then I had to be horseback rescued and heli-backed out because I was so bad on the way back. But that's another story for another day. But what it did do was test the resilience and stoicism. But again, I was surrounded by the right people. So if I was to give anything to take away, I would always suggest, as we've talked about earlier, your net worth is your network and anchor points. Surround yourself with people that can help and assist. And don't dwell. Try not to overthink. Find a distraction. And just anecdotally, I remember one holiday we went away to Menorca, and I was really looking forward to it. I used to pack my mountain bike in a bike bag and take it across with me so I could go exploring, because my wife and my kids, that were quite young then, were quite happy by the pool. And I would enjoy going off on a bike ride and going and seeing places that, you know, you wouldn't were off the beaten track. But I pulled my back out and I couldn't do anything. I was in absolute agony. I was in a really foul mood. So I took myself off because I was probably not good company. And I went down by a rocky part of the beach. I kind of hobbled over, and I just saw a few stones that had been stacked up. So I thought, I'm going to give that a go. And I started trying to balance stones. And just that process of zoning in and being present in the moment of just trying to balance bizarre, huge, big stones. I mean, it was totally impractical. And all of a sudden I found that even when they collapsed, I found it funny. You know, and it just changed my mental state of mind from dwelling on the negatives of what I can't do. But what can I do? And I was finding this process of just being creative. And at one point I got something like 5 stones stacked up, balanced precariously, and they just held. And it just gave me an enormous sense of calm and peace and creativity. And often you can find that actually doing something creative makes you present. It makes you feel like you've achieved something. It takes away the noise and the clutter that's inside your head and brings you right back into focus. So that's a little take home that I've found anecdotally has worked really, really well for me, along with obviously walks, audible books, and surrounding myself with good people.